For real. It's nuts. This is Gauntlet AI.
Period.
You do a lot of work and you get paid.
So today is Bounty Day at Gauntlet AI. One of our hiring partners had some really intense projects that they needed to be completed, specifically because the school year is about to start and they're building for education. And so instead of hiring thousands and thousands of engineers where it would take months and months and months and months and months of deployment time, they decided to ask the challengers of Gauntlet AI, on top of their already rigorous schedules, to participate in bounties, which are smaller individual projects that they'll need to build. And if they complete them, they get access to $500,000 in cash.
Again, drum roll, please. Yeah. It says something to me that when they are up against a deadline, when they have critical software that needs to be built quickly, that children are going to use, this is going to affect my children in a week, that they come to Gauntlet. Why do they come to Gauntlet? They come to Gauntlet because in the few weeks that you've been here, you have shown us, you have shown yourselves, and we're just barely starting to give a glimpse to the outside world about what you guys are capable of. Software is only real when it's in production with users. Until then, it's a demo, it's an open source repo that no one has downloaded, it's all fake. We like fake software. We get to play with it, we get to learn a lot, we get to experiment. From here on out, it's real. It's in production, it's real users. It is scalable, it's maintainable, it is something that you can visit on the browser, not just locally. I don't care if it works on your machine, it should at least work on your machine. That's only the starting point.
Oh my God.
Hey there, I'm David.
And I'm Alexei. And this is Learn.
This is Learn.
This is Learn.
This is an educational tool for kids that Alexei and I built over the course of about 3 days. We were inspired by some other learning softwares, but we wanted to see if we could make our own. Basically, we reviewed a whole bunch of learning websites that exist today and distilled what a learning website of our own could be.
Yeah, so a lot of states have different standards. There's Common Core standards, and within those things, these are like broken down into specific skills that kids are supposed to learn. And this is true for like from preschool all the way to 8th grade, 12th grade. So what we did was we got a bunch of these standards together, and then we started generating just using ChatGPT or like the OpenAI API to get like a bunch of questions for each one of these skills of varying levels of difficulty.
Yeah, we've got these different question types. Alexei and I went and we reviewed what are like typical ways that these learning websites are laid out. And so we've got these different subjects, math, language, arts, science, social studies, and we generated about 5,000 questions across these different subjects within these, hundreds of skills within these subjects, and hooked up AI-generated questions that the learning management software can like pull in from a big database. So this is an AI-generated question: which of these equals 0.5? Choose all that apply. So that question we did not get right, so we have no score. But then if we get a question correct, then we have a scoring system that we've hooked up with these questions too.
I think Dave and I feel that the students yearn to learn.
Yearn to learn.
LRN, learn. I think it's important to make like better platforms for kids to develop skills. It's very fun to build this very, very quickly. Just to like get the framework in place so you can take any state standard, any national standard, whatever. Just take the skills, generate the questions, and get the students so students can get more confidence that they understand very specific topics within something.
Grades 3 through 8, and then these different subjects. So we've got math, and each of these can be selected, and we have content that we can generate for each, and then the same goes for language arts as well. We've got like all these different like skills, and these are real. This is not just like mock data, but this is like real Common Core classes that students use today to learn. So it's cool. Like this could be dropped into any school and is ready to be used by kids today?
I'm Sadakat Ali. We pulled an open source database that has about 2,000 SAT questions. And then we built the UI front end that will merge into the TimeBack platform. So all the students can use this platform to study for the SAT exams. So this is just practice mode. You can click on whichever section that you want to practice that day. We have some reading and writing questions. We have some math questions. Pull up a question, but you give it an answer. If you need a hint, you can. There's an AI assistant that you can ask for a hint. You can ask it more questions. You can go and select a different subject. Basically, you go through the questions, you select your answers, and it will give you feedback on why it is correct, why is it not correct, and you can talk to it and learn from there. And then we also have a mock exams section. You can take a full exam to practice, or you can take a single section exam if you want to improve in a specific section. We have a study plan where you can tell it when you will be taking the exam. So let's say you're taking it on October 31st and you want to improve your score from 520 to a 670 in reading and writing, and same in math. Or you can make it, let's say you want to make it 700 in math, and then you can generate a study plan, and it will create a study plan for you that you can follow to get to your objectives. And then lastly, there's a performance tab. It will show you the exams you took, the average score, the average time. It will, right now there's no data in this account, but it will show you which section you're struggling on, which section you do well on, and then that way you can tailor your studies to that section.
Hi, I'm Jack. So I built Study Stack. It's learning with flashcards and different games. I built this in about 3 days using AI, so no coding at all. I used some Grok 4 for planning. Works very good with just reading through documentation, generating plan ideas and different features. And then I mostly coded in Claude Sonnet for the most part. And then recently GPT-5 came out, so actually yesterday, I was just adding some features to it and used GPT-5 to kind of one-shot some features. But if we want to look at it, it can generate questions from a essay. And so these are some simple essays that I just copied in here to have. And so these would be like your history essays, your math essays, or any like biology or science related information. So using GPT-4o, it's going through and generating a set of questions, and these all relate back to the essay. It's both the question and the answer format. So very similar to how normal flashcards are working. You can flip through. There's the different modes: flashcard, testing. There's game modes, like you can blast and shoot the asteroid for the answer. You can shoot it. If you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you lose a point. So just different learning modes to help students get better, whether it's good with flashcards or images or playing games. It's all within this one app, and it's all term and definition based.
We worked on teaching tales. The project that we had is around getting kids to improve their reading comprehension by recognizing that you should read one passage at a time and test with specific quizzes and questions about that comprehension that you've currently gone through. And the way it works is we have kids come on board, pick which grade they are in, and based off of that, assign a specific reading level, and then allow for them to pick a universe that is well known to them, like Harry Potter. And then there's a 3-part aspect to it. Pick a universe, a character that belongs in the universe, and then the spark that kicks off the story. And once the story begins, this student has now the chance to go create their own story, but they read through it and get quizzed upon it. We're picking Amulet today to create our book around. And then you get the base characters that belong to that book. So Emily Hayes all the way down, or you get to change up your story and pick Spider-Man or Albert Spider-Man. Yep. Finally, it's an event that sets off this story in motion. So we're picking The Last Train at Midnight. Given the context of these 3, we generate a book, and
magic happens. And it's not just anything. Like Trevor is actually a professional writer. So he brought
in a past life.
Talk to that.
But yeah, so while this is loading up, basically we worked into the prompt template to generate the sections of the story that, as Yash explained, there's inline reading comprehension questions. You have to unlock the next section of the text, and we prompted it so that each section has a beginning, middle, and end, and ends on essentially a cliffhanger that keeps students engaged, makes them want to read more, so that they have to then take the reading comprehension quiz and then get the right answer to move on to the next section.
You can see that now it's loaded. This was generated on demand by an LLM, as well as the image. They're all going to be unique for every single instance that user creates. So you can see you have to unlock sections, and that's kind of what Trevor was just speaking about, where in order to go further in the story, and you can see there's a cliffhanger, kind of like incentivize them, they'll have to answer the questions, hopefully getting them right. I'm just clicking random buttons here. And you can see that we're unlocking more and more content as we move through.
Gauntlet is a very special place where we learn very special things and we do very special stuff. And hiring partner projects are one of the first times that comes into contact with the outside world, with the world outside of Gauntlet, with the world of normal people. Some of you are dealing with different stakeholders that sometimes don't give you all the details, sometimes they give you all the details. That's what the real world is like, right? We're gonna celebrate today, we're gonna put a bunch of money in bags and hand it around like we're drug dealers. But most importantly, I hope that this starts to help all of us understand what it's like to move from Gauntlet world into real world. My kids are literally using the stuff you guys built next week. So this is real. This is very, very real. And my kids are not the only kids in that school, and they're going to be pretty rapidly thousands and thousands of people using this software as their daily drivers for how they educate their children. That's pretty cool. Gauntlet is not normal. Gauntlet is a crazy place. Normally, people aren't going to run around and issue you 24-hour deadlines and have any realistic expectation that you can do something in 24 hours. But I know that each of you can. I know that I could come to any of you and say, here's a product that needs to be built. It needs to be in production in 48 hours. And I know that for the vast majority of software products, you could do that. Don't lose sight of that. Don't forget that as you join other companies. Don't forget that as you get dropped into teams where there are places where that's not the expectation. You can bring that expectation in. You can bring that knowledge in. You can help everybody adjust their timelines. You can help everybody adjust what's possible. You can teach the people around you how to use these tools, how to use these models, how to manage your context. And that's really important.